If music be the food of love, play on. Give me excess of it, that surfeiting the appetite may sicken and so die. That strain again, it had to die before. Oh, it came o'er my ear like a sweet sound that breathes upon a bank of violets, stealing and giving odor. Enough! No more. It is not so sweet now as it was before. O spirit of love, how quick and fresh art thou, that notwithstanding thy capacity receiveth as the sea, naught enters there of what validity and pitch soe'er, but falls into abatement and low price, even in a minute. So full of shapes is fancy that it alone is high, fantastical.
Will you go hunt, my lord?
What, Curate?
The hart.
Why, so I do. The noblest that I have. And when mine eyes did see Olivia first, methought she purged the air of a pestilence. That instant was I turned into a hart, and my desires, like fell on cool hounds ere since pursue me. How now, what news from her?
So please, my lord, I might not be admitted. But from her handmaid do you return this answer. The element itself, till 7 years heat, shall not behold her face in ample view. But like a cloistress, she will veiled walk and water once a day her chamber round with eye-offending brine. All this to season a brother's dead love, which she would keep fresh and lasting in her sad remembrance.
Oh, she that have a heart of that fine frame to pay this debt of love to a brother. How will she love when the rich golden shaft have killed the flock of all affections else that live in her? When liver, brain, and heart, these sovereign thrones are all supplied and filled to sweet perfections with one self-king. Away before me to sweet beds of flowers. Love thoughts lie rich and canopied with bowers.
What country, friend, is this?
This is Illyria, lady.
And what shall I do in Illyria? My brother, he's in Elysium. Perchance he hath
It's
not joined.
perchance you yourself were saved.
My poor brother. So perchance may he be.
Well, true, mother. But to comfort yourself with the chance, assure your ship. After our ship did split, and that poor number with you was saved, hung on our driving boat, I did see your brother. Most provident in peril, bind himself, hope and courage, teaching him his practice, to a master of long since lived on the waves. Like Orion on a dolphin's back, I saw him hold acquaintance with the waves for as long as mine eyes could see.
For saying so, there's gold. Mine own escape unfolded to mine hope, whereto thy speech serves for authority the like of him. Knowest thou this country?
Aye, madam. I was bred and born not 3 days' travel from this very place.
And who governs here?
A duke, noble both in nature as in name.
What is his name?
Orsino.
Orsino. I've heard my father speak that name. He was a bachelor then.
Well, and so is now, or was so very late. For a month hence that I left this place, 'twas fresh in murmur. Well, as you know, what the great ones do, the less prattle of. That he did seek the love of fair Olivia.
What's she?
A virtuous maid, the daughter of a count, who 12 months since passed, leaving her in the care of her brother, his son, who sadly also died. For whose love, they say, she hath abjured the sight and company of men.
Oh, that I might serve that lady, and might not be delivered to this world, till I had made mine own occasion mellow what my estate is.
Well, that's hard to compass, lady, for she hath admitted no kind of suit. No, not that of the dukes.
There is fair behaviour in thee, captain, and though that nature with its beauteous wall doth oft close in pollution, yet of thee I believe that thou hast a mind that suits with this thy fair and outward character. So I prithee, and I will pay thee bounteously, conceal me what I am and be my aid, for disguise shall haply be the form of my intent. I'll serve this duke, How shall I present me as a eunuch to him? It may be worth my pains, for I can sing and speak to him in many sorts of music that make him worth of my service. Where else to time I will commit, please shape thy silence to thy wit.
Be you his eunuch, and your mute I'll be. If my tongue doth blab, then let mine eyes not sing.
I thank thee. Lead me on.
You like, if they are limbs, you like, if they are west, you like, or be undressed, you like. What old body would oppose?
What a plague means my niece to take the death of her brother thus? I swear, care is an enemy to life.
Oh, by my troth, Sir Toby, you must come in earlier at night. Your cousin, my lady, takes great exception to your ill hours.
I let her accept before accepted.
I but you must confine yourself within modest limits of order.
Confine? I'll confine myself no finer than I am. These clothes be good enough to drink in, and so be these boots too. And they be not, let them hang in their own straps.
This quaffing and drinking will undo you. I heard my lady talk of it yesterday. And if a foolish knight you brought in one night to be her wooer.
Who, Sir Andrew Aguecheek?
Aye, he.
He's as fine a man as any in Illyria.
And what's that to purpose?
He has 3,000 ducats a year.
I believe a year in all those ducats. He's a very fool and a prodigal.
Fie, that you'll say so. He plays with the viol de gamboys and speaks 3 or 4 languages word for word without book, and hath all the good gifts of nature.
He hath indeed. Almost natural. Besides that, he's a fool, a great crawler, but he have the gift of a coward to allay the gust he hath in quarrelling. 'Tis thought among prudent he would quickly have the gift of a grave.
By this hand, they are scoundrels and subtractors that say so of him. Who are they?
They add, moreover, he's drunk nightly in your company.
Drinking health to my niece. I'll drink to her as long as there's passage in my throat and drink in Illyria. He's a coward and a coistrel that will not drink to my niece till his brains turn to the toad like a parish toppler. Castellano Vulgo, for here comes Sir Andrew Aguecheek.
Sir Toby Bell! How now, Sir Toby Bell?
Sweet Sir Andrew.
Oh, bless you, Sir.
And you too, sir.
Accost, Sir Andrew, accost.
What's that?
My niece's chambermaid.
Good mistress, accost. I desire a better acquaintance.
My name is Mary, sir.
Good mistress, marry accost.
You mistake, sir. Accost is front her, board her, woo her, assail her.
By my troth, I would not undertake her in this company. Is that the meaning of the cost?
Very well, gentlemen.
Oh, and thou let part so, Sir Andrew, would thou might never draw sword again.
Oh, and you part so, mistress. I would I might never draw sword again. Now, lady, you think you have fours in hand?
Sir, I've not you by the hand.
Marry, but you shall have, and here's my hand.
Now, sir, 43. Pray you take your hand to the ruddy bar and let it drink.
Where are fours, mistress? What's your metaphor?
It's dry, sir.
I think so. I'm not such an ass, but I can keep my hand right. What's your jest?
A dry jest, sir.
Are you full of them?
Aye, sir. I've got my fingers' ends. Mary, let go now your hand. I am barren.
Oh, knight, thou lackest a cup of canary. When have I seen thee so put down?
Never in your life, I think. Unless, you see, canaries would be young. Methinks sometimes I have no more wit than a Christian, or an ordinary man has. But I am a great eater of beef, and I believe there was harm to my wit.
No question.
And I thought that I would forswear it. Hey, I'll home tomorrow, certainly.
Pourquoi, dear knight?
What is pourquoi? Adieu. On adieu. I would have bestowed that time in the tongues that have in fencing, dancing, and bear baiting. Oh, had I but followed the arts.
Then hadst thou had an excellent head of hair.
Why? Would that have mended my hair?
Past question, for thou seest it will not curl by nature.
But it becomes me well enough, does it not?
It excellent, well, it hangs like flax on a distaff. And I hope to see a housewife take thee between her legs and smooth it off.
Faith, a home tomorrow, certainly. Your niece will not be seen. Or if she be, it's 4 to 1 to know. The count himself is nearby, woos her.
She'll have none of the count. She'll not match above her degree, neither to state years nor wit. I've heard her swear on it. There's my fit man.
I'll stay a month longer. I am a fellow of the strangest mind in the world. I delight in masks and rebels. Sometimes, altogether.
Art thou good at these kickshaws, knight?
As any man in Illyria, whatsoever he be. and at the degree of my betters, I would not compare to an expert.
What is thy excellence at a galleon, knight?
Hey, I'm a good keeper. And I think I have with that trick to be as strong as any man in Illyria.
Wherefore are these gifts hid? Wherefore have these things a curtain before them? Are they like to take dust like Mr. Small's picture? Why dost thou not go to church at a galliard and come home in a Toronto? My very walk should be a jig. I would not so much as make water, but in a syncopate. Is this a world to hide virtues in? I should think by the excellent constitution of thy leg, it was formed under the star of a galliard.
Aye, it is strong, and it does indifferent well in its made for those stuff. Shall we see about some rebels?
What shall we do else? Were we not born under Taurus?
Well, Taurus, that's sad and hard.
No, sir, his legs are fine. Come, let's see the caper. Higher! Excellent!
If the Duke continue these favours towards you, Cesario, you're like to be well advanced. He hath known you but 3 days, and already you are no stranger.
You either fear his humour or my negligence, that you call into question the continuance of his love. Is he inconstant in his favours?
No, believe me.
I thank thee. Here comes the Count.
Who saw Cesario how?
On your attendance, my lord, here.
Stand you while I look. Cesario, thou knowest no less but all. I have unclassed to thee the book even of my secret soul. Therefore could you for dress thy gait unto her. Be not denied access. Stand at her door and tell her there thy fixed foot will grow till thou have audience.
Sure, my lord, but if she be so abandoned to her sorrow as it is spoke, she'll never admit me.
And be clamorous and need possible bounds rather than make unprofited return.
Say I do speak with her, what then?
And then unfold the passion of my love. Surprise her with the discourse of my dear faith. It shall become thee well to act my woes. She will attend it better in thy youth than in a nuncio of more grave aspect.
I think not so, my lord.
Lad, believe it, that I shall yet belie thy happy years that say thou art a man. Thine lip is not more smooth and rubious. Thy small pipe is as the maiden's organ, shrill and sound. And all is sublative, a woman's part. I know thy constellation is right back for this affair. One attended, both, if you will. Crown myself at best when least in company. Prosper well in this, and thou shalt of his freely as thy lord to call his fortunes thine.
I'll do my best to woo your lady. And yet a bar full strive. Woo I woo, myself would be his wife.
Nay, either tell me where thou hast been, or my lips won't open so wide as a bristle may enter in the way of thy excuse. The lady will hang thee for thy absence.
Let her hang me. He is well hanged in this world, ain't spare no colours.
Make that good.
He shall see none to fear.
Good Lenten answer. I can tell you where that saying was born, of I fear no colours.
Where, good Mistress Mary?
In the wars. May that you be so bold to say in your foolery.
Well, God give them wisdom that have it, and those that are fools. Let them use their talents.
Yea, you'll be hanged for being so long absent. Or to be turned away. Is that not as good as a hanging to you?
Any a good hanging prevents a bad marriage. And as for turning away, let some bear it out.
You're resolute then,
Not so neither. I am resolved on 2 points.
that if one breaks the other will hold, or if both make to gaskins fall.
Apt. In good faith, very apt. Well, go thy way. If Toby were to leave drinking, thou wert with your piece of Eve's flesh as any in Illyria.
Oh, peace you rogue, and more of that. Here comes my lady. Make your excuse wisely, you are best.
Wit, and it be thy will, put me into good fooling. For those wits that think they have thee do very oft prove fools, whereas I am sure that I lack thee may pass for a wise man. For what says Quinopolis? Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. God bless thee, lady.
Take the fool away.
Stop here, fellows. Take away the lady.
Go to. You're a dry fool. I'll have no more of you. Besides, you grow dishonest.
2 faults, Madonna, that drink and good counsel will amend. Forgive the dry fool drink, is the fool not dry? Bid the dishonest man mend himself. If he mends, he is no longer dishonest. If not, let the botcher mend him. Anything that's mended is but patched. Virtue that transgresses is but patched with sin, and sin that amends is but patched with virtue. If that this simple syllogism will serve, so. If not, what remedy? For there is no true cuckold of calamity, so beauty's a flower. The lady bade take away the fool, therefore I say again, take her away.
Sir, I bade them take away you.
Misprison in the highest degree! Lady, Casullus non facit monachum, that's as much to say as I were not motley in my brain. Good Madonna, give me leave to prove you a fool.
Can you do it?
Dexterously, Madonna.
Make your proof.
I must catechise you for it, my Madonna. Good my master virtue, answer me.
Well, sir, for want of other idleness, I shall bide your proof.
Good Madonna, why mourn'st thou?
Good fool, for my brother's death.
I think his soul is in hell, Madonna.
I know his soul is in heaven, fool.
The more fool, Madonna, to mourn for your brother's soul being in hell. Take away the fool, fellows.
What thinks you of this fool, Malvolio? Doth he not mend?
Yes, and shall do, till the pangs of death shake him. Infirmity that decays the wise shall ever make the better fool.
God send you, sir, a speedy infirmity for the better increasing your folly. Sir Toby will be so that I am no fox, but he'll not pass his word for tuppence that you are no fool.
How say you to that, Malvolio?
I marvel your ladyship takes delight in such a barren rascal. I saw him put down the other day with an ordinary fool that has no more brain than a stone. Look you now, he's out of his guard already. Unless you laugh or minister occasion to him, he's gagged. I protest, I think these wise men that crow so at these set kind of fools know better than the fool sailors.
Oh, you are sick of self-love, Malvolio, and taste with a distempered appetite. To be generous, guiltless, and of free disposition is to take those things for bird bolts which you deem cannon bullets. There's no slander in an allowed fool, though he do nothing but rail, nor no railing in a known discreet man, though he do nothing but reprove.
Now Mercury and Jupiter would please him, for thou speakest well of fools.
Madam, there is at the gate a young gentleman who much desires to speak with you.
From the Count Orsino, is it?
I know him not, madam. 'Tis a fair young man, well attended.
Which of my men hold him in delay?
Your kinsman, Sir Toby.
Oh, fetch him up, I pray you. He speaks nothing but madman. Fie on him. Go thou, Malvolio. If it be a suit from the Count, I'm sick or not at home, what you will to dismiss it. Now you see, sir, that your fooling grows old and people dislike it.
Thou hast spoken, me, Madonna. As if thy eldest son should be a fool, whose skull Jove cram with brains.
There's a bright golden
He
haze on
comes.
my meadow.
One like this, most weak
There's a bright golden haze on
By
my
mine
meadow.
honour, half drunk. What's he at the gate, cousin?
A gentleman!
A gentleman. What gentleman?
'Tis a gentleman here. A plague on these pickled herrings. How now, soft!
Good Sir Toby!
Cousin, how have you come so early by this lethargy?
Lechery? I defy lechery! There's one. At the gate.
Aye, marry, what is he?
Let him be the devil and I care not. Give me faith, say I. Well, it's all one.
What's a drunken man like, fool?
Like a drowned man, a fool, and a madman. One draught above heat makes him a fool, the second mads him, and the third drowns him.
Go thou and seek out the coroner. Have him sit on my cuz, for he is in the 3rd degree of drink. He is drowned. Go look after him.
He is but mad yet, Madonna, but the fool shall look to the madman.
Madam, your young fellow swears he will speak with you. I told him you were sick. He takes from him to understand so much, and therefore comes to speak with you. I told him you were asleep. He seems to have a foreknowledge of that too, and therefore comes to speak with you. What is to be said to him, lady, he's fortified against any denial.
Tell him he shall not speak with me.
He's been told so, and he says he'll stand at your door like a sheriff's post and be the supporter to a bench, but he'll speak with you.
What kind of man is he?
Of mankind.
What manner of man?
Of very ill manner, he'll speak with you, will you or no?
Of what personage and years is he?
Not yet old enough for a man, nor young enough for a boy. As a squash is before 'tis a pea scored, or a codling when 'tis almost an apple.
'Tis with him in standing water between boy and man. He is very well favoured, and he speaks very shrewishly. One would think his mother's milk was scarce out of him.
Let him approach. Call him my gentlewoman.
Gentlewoman, my lady calls.
Come throw my veil over my face. We'll once more hear Orsino's embassy.
The honourable lady of the house, which is she?
Speak to me, I shall answer for her. Your will?
Most radiant, exquisite, and unmatchable beauty. I pray you, tell me if you be the lady of the house, for I never saw her. I would loathe to cast away my speech. Besides, 'tis excellently well penned. Good beauties, let me sustain your scorn. I am most comfortable, even to the least sinister usage.
Whence came you, sir?
I can say little more than I have studied, and that question's out of my power. Good gentle one, give me modest assurance. If you be the lady of the house, then I may proceed in my speech.
Are you a comedian?
No, my profound heart. And yet, by the very fangs of malice, I swear I'm not that I play. Are you the lady of the house?
If I do not usurp myself, I am.
Most certain if you are she, you do usurp yourself. What is not yours to bestow is yours to reserve. But this comes from my commission. I will on with my speech in your praise and then show you the heart of my message.
Come to what's important in it, I forgive you the praise.
Alas, I took great pains to study it, and 'tis poetical.
'Tis the more like to be feigned. I pray you, keep it in. I heard you were saucy at my gates, and allowed your approach rather to wonder at you than to hear you. If you be not mad, be gone. If you have reason, be brief. 'Tis not that time of moon with me to make one in so skipping a dialogue.
Will you hoist sail, sir? Here lies your way.
No, good swabber, I'm here to hold a little longer. Some mollification for your giant. Tell me your mind. I am your messenger.
Sure, it must be some hideous matter you come to deliver when the courtesy of it is so fearful. Speak your office.
It alone concerns your ear. I bring no overture of war, no taxation of homage. I hold the olive in my hand. My words are as full of peace as matter.
Yet you began rudely. What are you? What would you?
The rudeness that hath appeared in me hath I learned from my entertainment. What I am and what I would are as secret as maidenhead. To your ears, divinity. To others, profanation.
Give us this place alone. We shall hear this divinity. Now, sir, what is your text?
Most sweet lady.
A comfortable doctrine, and much may be said of it. Where lies your text?
In Orsino's bosom.
Oh, in his bosom. In what chapter of his bosom?
To answer by the method, the thirst of his heart.
I've read it. It is heresy. Have you no more to say?
Good madam, let me see your face.
Do you have any commission from your lord to negotiate with my face? You are now out of your text. But we shall draw the curtain and let you see the picture. Look you, sir, such a one I was this present. It's not well done.
Excellently done, if God did all.
'Tis in grain, sir. 'Twill endure wind and weather.
'Tis beauty truly blent. 'Tis red and white, nature's own sweet cunning hand laid on. Lady, you are the cruelest she alive, if you will lead these graces to the grave and leave the world with no copy.
Oh, sir, I would not be so hard-hearted. I shall create divers schedules of my beauty. It shall be inventoried, and each utensil and particle labelled to my will, as item, 2 lips, indifferent red, item, 2 grey eyes with lids to them, item, 1 chin, 1 neck, and so forth. Will you send hither to praise me?
I see what you are. You are too proud. But if you are the devil, you are fair. My lord and master love you. Oh, such love could not be recompensed, though you were crowned the non-pariah of beauty.
How does he love me?
With adorations, with fertile tears, with groans that thunder love, and sighs of fire.
Your lord does know my mind. I cannot love him, though I suppose him virtuous, know him noble, of great estate, of fresh and stainless youth, in voices well divulged, free, learned and valiant, and in dimension and shape of nature a gracious person. Yet I cannot love him. He might have took his answer long ago.
If I did love you in my master's flames, with such a suffering, such a deadly life in your denial, I'd find no sense. I would not understand it.
Why? What would you?
Make me a willow cabin at your gate and call upon my soul within your house. Write loyal cantons of condemned love and sing them loud, even in the dead of night. Hallow your name to the reverberate hills and make the babbling gossip of the air cry out, Olivia! You shall not rest between the elements of earth and air, but you should pity me.
You might do much. What is your parentage?
Above my fortunes, yet my state as well. I am a gentleman.
Get you to your lord. I cannot love him, let him spend no more. Unless, perchance, you come to me again, to tell me how he takes it. But I fare you well, spend this for me.
I have no fear, first lady, keep your purse. My master, not myself, lacks recompense. Love makes his heart a flint that you shall love, so let your fervour, like my master's, be placed in content. Farewell, fair cruelty.
What is your parentage? Above my fortunes, yet my state as well, I am a gentleman. I'll be sworn thou art. Thy tongue, thy face, thy limbs, action and spirit do give me fivefold blazon. Not too fast. Soft, soft. Unless the master were the man. How now? Even so quickly may one catch the plague. Methinks I feel this youth's perfections with an invisible and subtle stealth to creep in at mine eye. Well, let it be. What ho, Malvolio?
Here, madam, at your service.
Run after that same peevish messenger, the county's man. He left this ring with me. Would I or no? Tell him I'll none of it. Desire him not to flatter with his lord, nor hold him up with hopes. I'm not for him. But if that youth would come this way tomorrow, I'll give him reason for it. Hie thee, Malvolio.
Madam, I will.
I do not know what, and fear to find mine eye too great a flatterer for my mind. Fate, show thy force. Ourselves we do not owe. What is decreed must be. And be this so.
Will you stay no longer? Nor will you not that I go with you?
My permission's gone. My stars shine darkly over me.
Well, let me yet know if you with you are bound.
No, sooth, sir. My determinate voyage is mere extravagancy. You must know of me, Antonio. My name is Sebastian. My father was that Sebastian of Messalina, whom I know you have heard of. He left behind him both me and a sister. We were born in an hour, and had the heavens been so pleased, that is how we lived.
Where is she now?
She's drowned, sir.
Alas, the day.
A lady, sir, and it was said much resembled me, but yet many accounted beautiful. She had a mind that envy could but call fair. She is drowned, sir, with sword control. I've seen her drown her remembrance again before.
Pardon me, sir, your bad entertainment.
Forgive me, good Antonio.
For not murdered for my love, let me be your servant.
You will not undo that which you have done. That is, kill him whom you have recovered. Desire it not. My bosom is full of kindness. I am bound to the Count Orsino's court. Farewell.
The gentleness of all the gods go with thee. I have many enemies in Orsino's court. How shortly I'll see thee there. But come what may, I do adore thee so. The danger shall see sport, and I will go.
Were you not even now with the Countess Olivia?
Even now, sir, on a moderate pace, I have since but arrived hither.
She returns this ring to you, sir. You might have saved my page to have taken it away yourself. She adds, moreover, that you should put your lord into a desperate assurance she will none of it. And one thing more, that you never be so hardy to come again in his affairs, unless to report the lord's taking of this, was even so.
She took the ring of me, how long of it?
Come, sir, you peevishly threw it to her, and her will is it be so returned. If it be worth stooping for, there, it lies in your eye. If not, let it be his that finds it.
I left no ring with her. What means this lady? Fortune forbid my outside hath not charmed her. She made good view of me. In indeed so much that methought her eyes had lost her tongue, for she did speak in starts distractedly. She loves me, sure. Cunning of her passion invites me in this churlish messenger, none of my lord's ring, why he sent her none. I am the man. If it be so as 'tis, poor lady, she better love a dream. Disguise, I see, thou art a wickedness, wherein the pregnant enemy doth much. How easy is it for the false starts in women's waxen hearts to set their forms? Alas, our frailty is the cause, and not we. For such that we are made of, such we be. How will this fadge? My master loves her dearly, and I, poor monster, seem to dote on him, and she mistakenly seems fond as much on me. What will become of this? As I am man, my state is desperate for my master's love. As I am woman, alas that day, what frivolous sighs shall poor Olivia breathe? Time, thou must untangle this, not I. 'Tis too hard a knot for me to untie.
Approach, Sir Andrew. Not to be abed after midnight is to be up betimes, and deluculo sugere, thou knowest.
Nay, by my troth, I know not. But I know, to be up late is to be up late.
A false conclusion. I hate it as an unfilled can. To be up after midnight and to go to bed then is to go to bed early, so to be up after midnight is to be up betimes. Does not our life consist of the four elements?
Faith, so they say, but I think it rather consists of eating and drinking.
Thou art a scholar. Let us therefore eat and drink. Marianne, I say, a stoup of wine!
I have come therefore in faith.
Ah, and now my heart, you never see the picture of we three?
Welcome, ass.
Oh, by my troth, the fool has an excellent breast, rather than 40 shillings at such length, and so sweet a breath to sing as the fool has. In sooth, thou wast very gracious to ring last night, when thou spokest of big remedies, of the Vapians passing the equinoctial. 'Twas very good, in faith. I sent thee sixpence for thy linen. That's it.
I did impeticos thy gratility, for Malvolio's nose is no whipstock. My lady has a white hand, and the myrmidons are no Rockwell houses.
Excellent! This is the best fooling Madame has done. Now, a song.
Yes, let's have a song. Here's sixpence for you.
There's a sixpence from me too. If one I give a sixpence.
Would you have a love song or a song of good life?
A love song. Love song.
I care not for good life.
Oh, mistress mine, where are you roaming? Oh, stay and hear your true love's coming. I can sing both high and low. I can sing both high and low. No further pretty sweeting, journeys ending, lovers meeting.
To hear by the nose it is dulcet and contagion. But shall we make the welkin dance indeed? Shall we rouse the night owl with a catch that will draw 3 souls for 1 weaver? Shall we do that?
And you know me? Let's do it. I am dog at a catch. Why, lady, sir, some dogs will catch well. Must certain? Let our catch be. Thou knave. Hold thy peace, thou knave, knight. I should be constrained to call thee knave, knight.
Oh, just not the first time I have constrained someone to call me name.
I'll begin for. It begins. Hold thy peace! I'll never begin if I hold my peace. Excellent! Come, begin.
Hold thy peace, thou knave.
Hold thy peace, thou
knave. Hold thy peace, thou knave.
What a caterwauling do you keep here? My lady had not called her bestiary in Malvolio home. Turning out the door, never trust me.
My lady is a cat, I am. We are politicians. Malvolio is a pegaramsey, and 3 merry men be we. Am I not your cousin, Equidius? Am I not of her blood? Tilly Valley lady. There dwells a man in Babylon, lady.
Just good enough, if you be disposed. And so do I too. He does it with a better grace, but I with more natural.
Oh, the 12th day of December, my true love gave to me.
Oh, God, peace.
My masters, are you mad? Or what are you? Have you no wit, manners, nor honesty, but to gather like tinkers at this time of night? Do ye make an alehouse of my lady's house, that you squeak out your coziest captures without any mitigation nor remorse of voice? Is there no respect for place, persons, nor time in you?
We did keep time, sir, in our captures. Snap.
Sir Toby, I must be round with you. My lady made me tell you that though she harbours you as her kinsman, she is nothing allied to your disorders. If you can separate yourself and your misdemeanours, you are welcome to the house. If not, it would please you to take your leave. She is very willing to bid you farewell.
Farewell, my dear heart, for I must needs be gone.
His eyes do show, his days are almost done.
Is it even so?
But I will never die.
Sir Toby, there you lie.
This is much credit to you.
Shall I bid him go?
What if you do?
Shall I bid him go and spare not?
Oh, no, you don't.
Out of tune, sir, ye lie. Art any more than a steward? Dost thou think because thou art virtuous there shall be no more cakes and ale?
Aye, and ginger shall be hot in the mouth, too.
Thou art in the right. Go, sir, rub your chain with crumbs. Stoop of wine, Maria.
Mistress Mary, if you prize my lady's favourite anything more than contempt, you would not give means for this uncivil rule. She will know of it by this hand.
Oh, go shake your ears.
Twere as good indeed as to drink when the man's hungry, to challenge him to field, and then to break promise with him and make a fool of him.
Do it, knight. I'll write thee a challenge myself, or I'll deliver it by word of mouth.
Patience, sweet Sir Toby. Since the youth of the Count was today with my lady, she's much out of quiet. For Monsieur Malvolio, let me alone with him. If I do not gull him into a neighbour to make him a common recreation, do not think I have enough wits to lie straight in my bed. I know I can do it.
Possesses. Tell us something again.
Marry, sir, sometimes he is a sort of Puritan.
Oh, if I fought that, I would beat him like a dog.
But, sir, for being a Puritan, by exquisite reason, dear knight?
I have no exquisite reason, so I have reason good enough.
The devil of Puritan that he is, or anything constantly, but a time pleaser, an affection ass, that constates without book, and utters by great swarths, the best persuaded of himself with great excellencies, that those who look on him love him. And it is in this wise where my revenge find notable cause to work.
Yes, but what wilt thou do?
I will drop in his way some obscure epistles of love, wherein by the colour of his beard, the shape of his leg, the manner of his gait, the expression of his eye, forehead, complexion, he will find himself most feelingly personated. I can write very much like my lady, your niece, on a forgotten manner we can barely make distinction of our hands.
Excellent, I smell a device.
I have it in my nose too.
He shall think by the letters that thou wilt write that they come from my niece and that she is in love with him.
My purpose is indeed a horse of that colour.
And your horse now, would make him an ass.
Sport royal, I warrant you. I know my physical work with him. I will plant you two and make the full third, where you shall observe his construction of the letter. But this night, to bed, and to dream on the events. Farewell.
Good night, Penthesilea.
Oh, before me, she's a good wench.
She's a beagle truebred, and one that adores me. What of that?
I was adored once too.
Get thee to bed, knight. Thou hast need sent for more money.
If I cannot recover your niece, I have a foul way out.
Send for money. If you have her not in the end, call me cut.
And I do not. Never trust me. Take it high low.
Come, sir. 'Tis too late to go to bed. We shall go burn some sack. Come, knight. Come. Come.
Give me some music. Now, good morrow, friends. But Cesario, that song we had last night, that old and antique song, methought it did relieve my passions much, more than light airs and recollected terms of these most brisk and giddy-paced times. Yes, come, but one verse.
He's not here, so please your lord that should sing it.
Who was it?
Feste, the jester, fool the Lady Olivia's father, took much delight in. He's about the house.
Seek him out, and play the tune a while. Come hither, boy. If ever thou shalt love, in the sweet pangs of it remember me. For such as I am, all true lovers are, unstayed and skittish, save in the constant creature that is beloved. How dost thou like this tune?
It gives the very echo to the seat where love is thrown.
Thou dost speak masterly. My life upon it, young though thou art, thine eye hath staved upon some favour that it loves, have it not, Lord?
A little by your favour.
What kind of woman is it?
Of your complexion.
She's not worthy then. What years, I faith?
About your years, my lord.
Too old, by heaven. But still the woman taken elder than herself, so wears she to him. So sways she levels in her husband's heart. For boy, however, we do praise ourselves. Our fancies are more giddy and unfirm, more longering, wavering, sooner lost and born than women's are.
I think it well, my lord.
Then let thy love be younger than thyself, or our affections cannot hold the pen. For women are as roses, whose fair flower being once displayed, doth fall that very hour.
And so they are. Alas that they are so, to die even when they to perfection grow.
Oh fellow, come. That song we had last night. Mark it, Cesario, it is old and plain. The spinsters and the knitters in the sun, and the free maids that weave their thread with bones do use to chant it. It is silly sooth, and dallies with the innocence of love like the old age.
Are you ready, sir?
I prithee sing.
Come away, dear, and in sad Cyprus let me be laid. Fly away, breath. I am slain by a fair, cruel maid. My shroud of white, stock all with you, oh, prepare it. My part of death, no one so true did share it. Not a flower sweet. On my black coffin let there be strewn. Not a friend grieve. My poor corpse where my bones shall be thrown. 1,000 sighs to save, lay me away. Sad true love will never find my grave to weep there.
There's for thy pains.
No pain, sir. I take pleasure in seeing
sir. I pay thy pleasure.
Truly, sir, a pleasure will be paid one time or another.
Give me now leave to leave thee.
Now, the melancholy god protect me, and the tailor make thy doublet of changeable taffeta, for thy mind is a very opal. Out of men of such constancy put to sea, that their business might be everything, and their intent everywhere, well, that makes a good voyage of nothing. Farewell.
Let all the rest give place. Once more, Cesario, get ye to yon same sovereign cruelty. Tell her my love, more noble than the world, prizes not quantities of dirty land. The part that fortune hath bestowed upon her, tell her I hold as giddy as fortune, but 'tis that miracle and queen of gems that nature pranks her and attracts my soul.
But if she cannot love you, sir?
I cannot be so answered.
But soon, you must. Say that some lady, as perhaps there is, hath for you a great a pang of heart as you have for Olivia. You cannot love her, you tell her so. Must she then not be answered?
There is no woman's heart could bide the beating of so strong a passion as love doth give my heart. No woman's heart so big to hold so much, they lack retention. Alas, their love may be called appetite, but no motion of the liver but of the palate, that suffers, suffate, clement, and revolt. But mine is all as hungry as the sea, and can digest as much. Make no compare between the love a woman can bear me, and that I owe Olivia.
Aye, but I know.
What dost thou know?
Too well what love women to men they owe. Faith they are in true as heart as we. My father had a daughter, loved a man, as it were perhaps, if I were a woman, I should your lordship.
What's her history?
A blank, my lord. She let concealment, like a worm in the bud, feed on her damask cheek. She pined in thought, and with a green and yellow melancholy, she sat like patience on a monument, smiling at grief. Was not this love indeed? We men may say more, swear more, but indeed our shows are more than will. For still we prove much in our vows, but little in our love.
But died thy sister of her love, my boy?
I am all the daughters of my father's house, and all the brothers too, and yet I know not. Shall I to this lady?
Aye, that's the theme. To her in haste, give her this jewel. Tell her my love can give no place, bide no delay.
Come thy way, Signor Fabian.
Nay, I'll canify lose a scruple of the sport. Let me be boiled to death with melancholy.
Would thou not like to see the niggardly rascally sheep-biter come by some notable shame?
I would exult, man. You know, he brought me out of favour with my lady over a bear baiting here.
To anger him, we'll have the bear again, and we shall fool him black and blue, shall we not, Sir Andrew?
If we do not, it is pity of our lives.
Ah, here comes the little girl.
He has a sight quickly, my boy, who comes on this walk. He's been yonder in the sun practicing his behaviour to his own shadow this half hour. Observe him, for the love of mockery, for I know this letter will make a complete ass of him. Close, and never jesting! For here comes the trout that must be caught with tickling.
Tis but fortune, all is fortune. Maria herself once did tell me she'd affect me, and I have heard herself covetously that, should she fancy, it should be one of my pleasure. Besides, she uses a more exalted respect than anyone else that follows her. What should I think of?
Now here's an overweening rogue.
Oh, peace, contemplation makes a rare turkey cock of him. Harky gents under his advanced clothes.
I could so read the rival.
Peace, peace.
To be count, mother.
Ah, rogue!
Peace on him.
There is example for it. The Lady of Strachey married the young of Warder.
Fire him, Jezebel.
Oh, peace, now he's deeply in. Look how imagination blows him.
Having been 3 months married to her, sitting in my state,
Oh, for a stone boat, it hit him in the eye.
calling my officers about me, sitting in my large velvet gown, having come from a daybed where I had left Olivia sleeping.
Fire and brimstone!
Oh, peace, peace.
And then to have the humour of state, and after a demure travel of regard, telling them I know my place, as I would they should do theirs, to ask for my kinsman Toby.
Bolts and shackles!
Peace, peace, peace. Now, now.
7 my people, with an obedient start, make out him. I frown the while if a chance wind up my watch or play with some rich jewel. Sir Toby approaches, curtsies there to me.
Shall this fellow live?
From our silence be drawn from us with cause, yet peace.
I extend my hand to him thus, quenching my familiar smile within a stir of guard control.
And does not Sir Toby give thee a blow of the lips?
Then, cousin Toby, my fortunes having cast me upon your niece, give me this prerogative of speech.
What? What?
You must amend the drunk.
Out, scab!
Be silence, lest we break the sinews of our plot.
Besides, you waste the treasure of your time with a foolish knight.
Oh, that's me. I warrant you.
Once, sir.
I knew it was I for me to call it.
Now is the woodcock near the gin.
Oh, spirit of humour, intimate reading aloud to him.
By my life, this is my lady's hand. This be her very C's, her U's, her T's, and thus makes she her great P's. It is in contempt of question, her hand.
Her C's, her U's, and her T's. Why that?
Her very phrases. By your leave, wax. Soft in the impression of her Lucrece with which she used to seal. 'Tis my lady, to whom should this be?
This wins him, liver-in-law.
Jove knows I love, but who? Lips do not move, no man must know. No man must know, the number's ultimate. No man must know, if this should be thee, Malvolio.
Oh, Mary, hang thee, Brock.
I may command what I adore, but silence, like a Lucrece knife with bloodless stroke my heart doth gore. M-O-A-I doth sway my life.
If I steal a little.
Excellent wench, say I.
M-O-A-I doth sway my life. Nay, but first, let me see.
What dish of poison has she dressed him?
And with what wing the kestrel checks that?
I may command what I adore. Why? She may command me. I serve her, she is my lady. This is evident to any formal capacity. There is no obstruction in this. And the end. What should that alphabetical partition portend? If I could make that resemble something in me, softly. M-O-A-I.
Oh, aye, make of that. He is now at a cold scent.
This hound will bark upon it for all that, though it be as rank as a fox.
Malvolio, M. Why that begins my name?
Did I not say he would work it out and appear as excellent at faults?
But there is no constancy in the sequel that suffers under probation. A should follow, but O does.
And O shall end, O.
I will cudgel him and make him cry, oh!
And then I comes behind.
Aye, and had you any eye behind you, you might see more detraction at your heels than fortunes before you.
M-O-A-I. This simulation is not the format yet. To crush this a little, it would bow to me. Very one of those letters are in my name. Soft. Here follows prose. If this falls into thy hand, in my stars, I am above thee, but be not afraid of greatness. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Thy fates open their hands. Let thy blood and spirit embrace them, and to inure thyself to what thou art like to be. Cast thy humble sour and appear fresh. Be opposite with a kinsman, surly to servants. Let thy tongue tang with onwards disdain. She thus advises thee that sighs for thee. Remember who commended thy yellow stockings, and wish to see thee ever cross-gartered. I say remember. Go to, thou art made if thou desirest to be so. If not, let me see thee a steward still, a fellow of servants, and not willing to touch fortune's fingers. Farewell, see thou with all the services with thee, the fortunate and happy. Dare not a champion discovers no more, this is open. I will be proud. I will read politic orphans. I will baffle Sir Toby. I will be point device, the very man. I do not now fool myself to let imagination jade me, for every reason excites to this, that my lady loves me. She did commend my yellow stockings, did praise my leg, being cross-gartered, and in this she manifests herself to my love with a kind of injunction that drives me to these hands of her liking. I'm happy, I thank my stars, I am happy. I'll be strange, stout, in yellow stockings and cross-gartered, even with the swiftness of putting on. Soft, it follows prose. Thou canst not choose, but know who I am. If thou entertainest my love, let it appear in my smile. I will smile. If my present still smile, dear my sweet, I prithee. Jove, I thank thee. I will smile. I will do everything that will have of me.
I would not give my part in this boat for paying 1,000 to be paid from from the shop.
I could marry this wench for this device.
Ah, so could I too.
And ask no other dowry of her but such another jest.
Nor I
Here
neither.
comes my noble gull-catcher.
Wilt thou set thy foot on my neck?
On mine either.
Shall I play my freedom and trade trip and become thy bond slave?
Hey, or I either.
Why? Thou hast put him in such a dream that when the image of it leaves him, he must run mad.
Nay, but say true, does it work upon him?
Like aqua vitae with a midwife.
If he'll now see the fruits of this sport, mark his first approach before my lady. He will come to her in yellow stockings, blushing at paws, and cross-gartered, a fashion she detests. And he would smile upon her, which would be now so unsuitable to her disposition. Being addicted to melancholy, it will for sure turn into a notable contempt. If you'll see it, follow me.
To the gates of Tartar, the most excellent devil of wit.
I'll make one too.
Save thee, friend, and thy music. Dost thou live by thy tabor?
No, sir, I live by the church.
Art thou a churchman?
Not so, sir, I do live by the church, for I live at my house, and my house does stand by the church.
The king dwells by a beggar. If the beggar dwell near him thus, the church stands by the tabor. If the tabor stands by the church.
You have said, sir. To see this age, a sentence is a shuffled glove to a good wit. How quickly the wrong side may be turned outward.
Nay, that's certain. They that dally nicely with words may quickly make them wanton.
I would therefore my sister have no name, sir.
Why, man?
Why, sir, her name's a word, and to dally with those words might make my sister one.
Thy reason, man?
Trot, sir, I can yield you none without words. The words are grown so false, I'm loath to prove reason with them.
I warrant thou art a merry fellow, and carest for nothing.
Not so, sir. I do care for something. But as to say, sir, in my conscience, I do not care for you. If I be to care for nothing, I would have made you invisible.
Art not thou the Lady Olivia's fool?
Indeed, sir, the Lady Olivia hath no folly. She'll keep no fool, sir, till she be married, and husbands are to fools as pilchards are to herrings. The husband's the bigger. And indeed, not her fool, but her corrupter of words.
I saw thee late at the council seniors.
Foolery, sir, doth walk about the orb like the sun. It shines everywhere. I would be sorry, but I should be as oft with my mistress as with your master. I think I saw your wisdom there.
Nay, and thou pass upon me. I'll no more with thee. Hold, there's expenses for thee.
Now Jove and his next quantity of hair send thee up. Here.
By my troth, I'm almost desperate for one. Oh, I'd not have it grow on my own chin. Is thy lady within?
Would not a pair of these are friends, sir?
Yes, being kept together and put to good use.
I would play Lord Clamorous of Phrygia, sir, to bring a Cressida to this Troilus.
I understand you, sir. 'Tis well begged.
The matter I hope is not great, begging but a beggar. Cressida was a beggar. But very well, I shall consider to them whence you come. Who you are and what you would are out of my welcome. I would say element, but the word is overworn.
This fellow is wise enough to play the fool, and to do so well craves a kind of wit. He must observe the mood on whom he jests, the quality of the persons, and, like the haggard, check at every feather that comes before his eye. This is a practice as full of labour as a wise man's art, for folly that he wisely shows is fit. For wise men folly fallen, quite taint their wit.
Gentlemen, God save thee!
And you, sir?
Dis-vous garde, monsieur.
Et vous aussi, votre serviteur.
I hope so, you are, and I am yours.
Will you encounter the house? My niece is desirous you should enter if your business be to her.
I am bound to your niece, sir, that is, she is the list of my voyage.
Taste your legs, sir.
My legs do better understand me, sir, than they understand you bidding me taste my legs.
I mean to go, sir, to enter.
Oh, but then I'll answer you with gates and entrance. But we are prevented. Most accomplished lady, the heavens rain odours on you.
Rain odours? Oh, that truth is a rare culture.
My matter hath no voice, but for your own most pregnant and vouchsafed ear.
Pregnant, odours, vouchsafed. How did they all three already?
Let the garden door be shut and leave me to my hearing.
Out.
Give me your hand, sir.
My duty, madam, and most humble service.
What is your name?
Cesario is my servant's name. Is your servant's name. Fair Princess.
My servant, sir. 'Twas never merry world since lowly feigning was called compliment. Your servant to the Count Orsino you.
And he is yours, and his must needs be yours. Your servant's servant is your servant, madam.
For him, I think not on him. For his thoughts, they were blanks that filled with me.
I come to whet your gentle thoughts on his behalf.
Oh, by your leave, I pray you. I bade you never speak again of him. But would you undertake another suit? I'd rather hear you to solicit that than music from the sphere.
Dear lady.
Give me leave, beseech you. I did send, after the last enchantment you did here, a ring in chase of you. So did I abuse myself, my servant, and I fear me you. Under your hard construction now must I sit, to force that on you in shameful cunning, which you knew none of yours. What might you think? Have you not set mine honour at the stake, and baited it with all the unmuzzled thoughts that tyrannous hearts can think? To one of your receiving enough is shown. A cypress, not a bosom, hides my heart, so let me hear you speak.
I pity you.
That's a degree to love.
No, not a step, but 'tis a very vulgar proof that very oft we pity enemies.
Then, methinks 'tis time to smile again. Oh, world, how apt the poor are to be proud. If one should be a prey, how much better to fall before the lion than the wolf. The clock upbraids me with the waste of time. Be not afraid, good youth. I shall not have you. Yet when wit and youth comes to harvest, your wife is like to reap a proper man. There lies your way, due west.
Then westward ho. Grace and good disposition attend your ladyship. You'll nothing, madam, to my lord by
Stay! I prithee, tell me what thou thinkst of me.
That you do think you are not what you are.
If I think so, I think the same of you.
Then you think right. I am not what I am.
I would you were as I would have you be.
Would that be better? I wish it so, for now I'm your fool.
Oh, what a deal of scorn looks beautiful in the contempt and anger of his lips. A murderous guilt shows not itself more soon than love is hid. Love's night is noon. Cesario, by the roses of the spring, by maidhood, honour, truth, and everything, I love thee, so that maugre all thy pride, nor wit, nor reason can my passion hide. Do not extort thy reasons from this clause, for that I woo, thou therefore have no cause, but rather reason thus with reason better. Love sought is good, but given unsought is better.
By my innocence I swear, and by my youth, I have one heart, one bosom, and one truth, and that no woman has, nor never none shall be mistress of it, save I alone. So, adieu, good madam. Nevermore will I my master's tears to you deplore.
Yeah, come again. But thou mayst move that heart which now abhors, to like his love.
No, faith, I'll not stay a jack longer.
Why reason, dear Venom? Get thy reason.
You must needs give your reason, Sir Andrew.
Marry, I saw your niece do more favours to the Count's early man than ever she bestowed upon me. I saw it in the orchard.
Did she see thee the while, old boy? Tell me that.
As plain as I see you now.
Thus was a great statement of love in her toward you.
Slight, will you make an ass of me?
I will prove it legitimate, sir, upon oaths of judgment and reason.
And they have been grand jurymen since before Noah was a sailor.
She did show favour to the youth in your sight to exasperate you, to awaken your dormouse valour, to put fire in your heart and brimstone in your liver. You should have then accosted her, and with a few excellent jests, firing you from the mint, you should have banged the youth into dumbness. This was looked for at your hand, and this was balked. And you are now sailed into the north of my lady's opinion, where you will hang like an icicle in a Dutchman's beard, unless you do redeem it by some laudable attempt at either valour or policy.
Let it be any way, it must be with valour, for policy I hate. I'd rather be a Puritan than a politician.
Then build thy fortunes on the basis of valor. Challenge me, the Count's youth, to fight with him. If you hurt him in 11 paces, and my niece shall take note of it, assure thyself, there is no love broker in the world can more prevail in man's commendation with woman than report of valor.
There is no way but this, Sir Andrew.
Will either of you bear me a challenge to him?
Go, write it in martial hand, be cursed and brief, no matter how witty, so it be eloquent and fun of invention. taunt him with the license of ink. If thou thou'st him some thrice, it shall not be missed. And as many lies as will lie on thy sheet of paper, though the sheet were big enough for the bed of ware in England, set 'em down. Go. Oh, let there be gall enough in thy ink, though thou write with whose pen. Go.
Where shall I find you?
We'll call for thee at the Caviculum. Go.
This is a dear mannequin to you, Sir Toby.
I have been dear to him, lad, some 2,000 strong or so.
And we shall have a rare letter from him, but you'll not deliver it.
Never trust me then, and by all means, draw on the Count's youth to an answer. I think oxen and wain ropes cannot hail them together, for Andrew, being opened, and you find so much blood in his liver as will clog the foot of a flea, I'll eat the rest of the anatomy.
And his opposite, the youth based on his visage, no great visage and cruelty.
Look where the youngest red of mine comes.
If you desire the spleen, or laugh yourselves into stitches, follow me. Yond Malvolio has turned heathen, a very renegado. He's in yellow stockings. Like a pendant that keeps a school at church, I have dogged him like his murderer. He does obey every part of the letter I've dropped to betray him. You have not seen such a thing as this. I can hardly forbear hurling things at him. No doubt, if he comes upon my lady, she will strike him, and he will smile and take it for great favour.
Bring us where he is.